Okay, we are talking about volume of prisms. And prisms are three-dimensional shapes where both sides, you can see on both of these cases, both ends are the same shape. So here we have a triangle on both ends. Here we have a rectangle on both ends. Well, this rectangle happens to be a square. And here we have a circle on both ends. This is a stretched shape. I call prisms stretched shapes. So the thing is, all three of these figures, you figure out the area in the exact same way. The first thing we have to do is figure out the area of one of the end shapes, and then we multiply the area by the height. Same thing here, we figure out the area of one of the end shapes, and then we multiply that by the height. You could also call that the depth. We find the area of the end shape, and we multiply that by the height, the other dimension. So let's go through that real quick. We'll go from easiest to most difficult. So let's start with this one. First, we're going to find the area of the end shape, which happens to be a square. So here we're going to find the area of the square. What is that? We find the area of a square by taking the length, which is 9, times the width, which is 9. And then we're going to take that and we're going to multiply that by the other dimension, which is 9. So the volume is 9 times 9 times 9, which happens to be 729. 729 cubic centimeters. We're going to put the little 3 up here because volume. Now let's take a look at the next shape. Second easiest. Now we have to figure out the volume. First, we find the area of this triangle. How do you find the area of a triangle? Well, I take the width, I times it by the height, and I divide it by 2. So I get 7 times 6 divided by 2. And then I'll take that and multiply that by the depth, which is 7. So here I get 7 times 6. That's 42. 42 divided by 2 is 21. And 21 times 7 is 147. So this is 147 centimeters cubed. Notice it's the same pattern. I take the area of the base shape and multiply that by the height. Again, we're going to use green for this one. We're going to come here and we're going to find the area of this circle. And this one's a little bit more difficult. The area of a circle, remember, is the radius, which is 4. Multiplied by the radius, which is 4. Multiplied by pi, which we're going to use 3.14 to approximate pi. That is the area of the top. Great. And now we're going to take that and multiply that by 6, which is the height. And you put all that together, 4 times 4 times 3.14, and we get, let's see here, times 6, and we get 301. 301.44 cubic centimeters. Volume is actually pretty easy for three-dimensional shapes. Once again, it's the area of the base multiplied by the height. What is it again? Write your answer below. What did I just say? All three-dimensional prisms have the same way to find the volume regardless of what the end shape is. What is it? Write it below.